Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Joval. This is their native 1080p DLP Wi-Fi projector. You can check it out on Amazon at the time of this review for $199, but they also have a $50 off coupon that brings it down to $149. I'll have that link in the description below as usual where you guys can check it out. We're going to look into this right now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once you get everything unboxed, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a quick start guide for your 1080p full HD projector. It is native 1080p, so you'll have no problems playing 1080p files back on this or sources. You can also play 4K sources as well. Hold on to that for reference. They do give you a cleaning cloth for the lens itself. The lens is self-encapsulated and is fully motorized and controlled by the remote that I will show you in just a second. You're going to have a dedicated AC adapter here that you will have to have plugged in because it does not have an internal battery, the projector that is. And you do get a nice remote here, nice and lightweight. You can use the buttons on the right at the bottom to autofocus. Again, everything is fully encapsulated, so there's no way to get dust inside the lens, which is actually a very good thing. And you get a nice carry case with this as well to store and or transport your device whenever you'd like. And it's not that big either, which is really, really good. So let's take a look at the actual projector itself so that we can see what the design is like. You can see it's got a really nice lens on the front, again fully motorized and controlled by the remote control that you have. You have a single power button up at the top. You do have two 3-watt speakers that side fire from both sides. And then you have your AC input, a full USB 2.0 input where you can input things like a keyboard or a mouse, HDMI input, and then you have your audio out 3.5 millimeter on the back as well. It's got that reminiscent kind of almost Apple-esque look with a silver and white design. So let's talk about some specs here. It's interesting, as I mentioned before, that the whole entire lens system is encased or enclosed. So that assures that you're not going to get any dust on the inside of it. You don't really get a manual adjustment for the focus. It's all done through the remote, so keep that in mind. Now it does have a 50% offset, which means that it will project a little bit higher than most projectors. Flatter projectors are going to sit lower on a wall or a surface than the 50% offset that this one has, so that actually gives you an advantage. You don't have to have this one as high up to get it higher up on the wall. Now you can have a 2.6 foot away distance to get a 30-inch screen and a 10.5 foot distance to get a 120-inch screen. So those are your screen sizes that you're going to get out here. Again, you do have two 3-watt speakers that are side firing, which do a really good job that you're going to see here a little bit later on in the video. Now again, it's native 1080p, a full HD, so you've got that there, and it will handle 4K files as well, as I test out some in here as well. So overall, again, it's LCD LED, 1080p native. The whole thing weighs about 2.8 pounds, so just so that you have all the specs on this. And overall, very, very nice design by Joval. So let's get into having this hooked up and showing you the settings and some playback so that you guys can see the quality. Okay, so looking at the main screen, you can see it's fairly minimalistic, which is fine. You do have a peripheral or input section there on the top left, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. That'll let you go from USB to HDMI or Miracast, so you can cast to this. You have video, picture, text, music, and settings. If we look at image settings, you do have an image mode here, which is defaulted to standard, but you can change that to a soft or a user, which will allow you to cycle through contrast, brightness, color, sharpness, and tint to your liking. also a dynamic, but I'm going to leave it on standard at this point. Color temperature is also set to standard, but you do have a warm, a user, and a cold color. The user will allow you to adjust your red, green, and blue. Zoom mode is in auto, and that's where I'm going to leave it, but you can scale it to 4:3 or 16:9 if you need to. And then what we have is noise reduction, which is actually helpful. The off, low, medium, or strong, or you can just leave it on default. So this is for if you have noisy footage, this will attempt to clean it up and make it a little bit sharper for you. Projection zoom can be adjusted per percent. As you can see, you can go from 100 all the way down. So it does help if you need to zoom in the projection for different types or sizes of screens. Now, if we go to sound, we do also have sound mode standard, and then you have some defaults, music, movie, sport, user, where you can adjust the highs and the bass to what you would like. If you don't feel you're getting enough bass out of the dual 3-watt speakers, you can always adjust it there. Balance in your left and right are going to be plus 1 or -1 depending on which way you go, and then it'll continue up. Auto volume on and off, so when it changes sources, it stays at the same volume. You also have auto sleep, 4 hours, 6 hours, and 8 hours, or never. And then you have a sleep timer as well, 10, 20, 30, 60, or 90 minutes, or off if you don't wish to have that sleep timer off. So those are your basic settings there. The one last thing that I did want to go to is general and show you guys some of the general settings that you'll get here. Languages, there are 3, Chinese, Japanese, and English. I am going to leave it on English for my review. You can factory restore all your settings here, and of course you can flip the image. So if you need to table flip this, ceiling mount this, upside down or right side up, you can do that. You've got all those options there. Software upgrade via USB if you do need to. You can plug a USB into the USB stick and then get the software upgraded. And this is, of course, about your software, and this is going to be the newest version that I've been able to find for this projector. Now, if we go back over to peripherals, again, this is where you'll select your inputs, and your inputs will be either USB, HDMI, or cast screen, which is for AirPlay or Miracast for Android devices. It'll switch over once you select cast screen, and then it'll give you some instructions on how to get set up on Miracast or iOS. Okay, so it looks really, really good. Crisp, clear picture. You do have some extra controls here as well. Fast forwarding either 2 or 4 times to seek through whatever file you're playing. This particular file is a 1080p file that I captured on my PC, and you can get information about that file as well as going to your previous track or a forward to the next track, and again seeking through the actual setup there as well. So overall, very, very nice on-screen controls for this. The dual 3-watt speakers did an excellent job at drowning out any fan noise that you would actually hear from this. So fan is definitely not an issue. This was at 70% volume, not even at 100%. Okay, so that's my review of the Joval, a native 1080p Wi-Fi projector. Again, you can check it out on Amazon. I'll have that link, as always, in the description below where you guys can check it out. Now, this is a great overall projector. I really do like the color reproduction that this has, and also I like how crisp the picture is for being native 1080p. It makes a big difference over entry-level projectors that you're going to see that are more 480 or 720p. This one does a great job at its image reproduction. It has a few different things that I really like about it. I like the motorized function for focus, so you can pretty much just fine-tune that without having to twist any knobs or do anything. You can do it all right from the remote control. And then there are some other things about it that I like. The 3-watt speakers that are dual side firing are excellent, and they drowned out any fan noise that you would hear from this projector. So overall, Joval has come up with a really nice solution. This is great for movies, great for video games. It is Wi-Fi enabled, so you can cast from your tablet or your phone. So if you want to cast something from Android or iOS, you can do that as well. Overall, it's got a really nice feature set. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you have any questions or comments about this projector, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so, because that always helps me out. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.